What happens when a man with ADHD
and a man with full-blown autism start a very special podcast?
Insanity Works Incorporated
and J. Hebert Studios
proudly present
Wrestling with Idiocy.
No, I haven't seen every WrestleMania. No, it's not because of Final Fantasy XIV. No, I hardly even pay attention to E3 these days. I haven't heard anything about Tekken 8. Maybe I'll get Resident Evil 4 eventually, but we gotta see how well it... We're live, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we're live, buddy.
God damn it. I'll call you back. Anyway... Welcome back to Wrestling with Idiocy. It's been a long time since we've done this, but let's see if I can remember how it works. I'm Fat Fuck Number One, the multi-avenue predictions heavyweight champion for FTW Productions, the Wrestling Encyclopedia Case of Gallagher, sweeping my second card for predictions for a pay-per-view that I did not even watch.
Yeah.
I do still intend to watch that pay-per-view at some point. I don't know when I'm going to get around to it, but I do intend to watch it.
Hey, you do it during your time, brother. It's no big deal. I am your co-host, Fat Fuck Number Two, James the He-Man Hebert, from J. Hebert Studios. I am here. We are here today for Wrestling with Idiocy. Yay!
And... we honestly don't know how in the blue hell we're going to top the last time we did a WWI, because we went 3 parts and almost 5.5 hours with Wade Needham.
Yes.
So that's a highlight to take to our graves for us. So we decided, you know what? The hell with it. Let's not even bother with trying to top it. Let's just wing it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
James was kind enough to come up with a topic for us about which to wing it today. What is that topic, my man?
So, it's on the screen right now. It's going to be our favorite wrestling matches from WrestleMania. So, yeah, basically, with WrestleMania on the horizon, I figured now would be a good time to kind of, discuss about what our favorite matches were from WrestleMania. Or I think originally we were going to say main event, but... Jeff,
but that's a little bit restrictive.
Yeah, it's very restrictive, and I think Jeff Meacham and JJ have already done it on Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, so I figured, you know what, we might as well just do something different and just talk about...
We may as well include all the matches.
Yeah, we might as well, right? So, I guess without further ado, what's the first match that, comes to your mind when it comes to, wrestling matches at WrestleMania? What would be the go-to, this is the match?
There's a few that fill that spot, but the first one that comes to mind is the first WrestleMania main event that I watched, which was Stone Cold Rock 1.
Fair enough. That's a great match. So, as we have unfortunately found out via the watch-along and in the retro, it's better to watch that in the vacuum than the entire event.
Yeah.
But...
because Russo's fingerprints are all over that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yep.
Is it the weakest of the 3 matches that Austin and Rock had at WrestleMania? Absolutely. But that does not make it a bad match by any stretch.
No. That's like saying, this chocolate cake is, not chocolatey enough. It's still chocolate cake.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Whatever. I don't know. For me, I think matches that come to my head, when it comes to WrestleMania, the number one that since you kind of went through the first one you ever watched, the first match that I ever watched from WrestleMania, full on sat through without watching highlights of it on Raw or SmackDown, or later on YouTube. I think was Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan, because back then YouTube was the Wild Wild West and you could upload matches there for YouTube.
So you saw Bloody Vince poking his head out from behind the apron.
Yes. It was one of the...
Which let's be honest, that's a hell of a shot on the part of the camera crew.
That was such a great shot, yeah. Like, it just showed Vince being, a demon, and that he always has been. As far as, I think Mania 19 is, like, what I go to just in general. Because top to bottom, really great card.
Yeah, definitely an underrated Mania. One of those that is absolutely better than you remember on the whole.
Yeah. Like, everybody put their working boots on. Like, even Triple H and Booker, for as bad as that ending was, you could tell the guys gave a shit, and Triple H really did want to make him look like $1 million, but somebody, as we found out later on, came up with that god-awful finish.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I think the blame was kind of laid out on Triple H's foot, instead of like, hey, why don't we blame the guy who runs the company? It's just a thing.
Yeah. Well, while we're on Triple H, he is a guy who, along with a couple of other people, have kind of had their careers defined by a certain match type.
Mm.
And I would be remiss if I did not mention the end of an era from Mania 28.
Yeah, that Hell in a Cell match is fucking great, isn't it?
It's incredible. And I'm in a Discord server with a guy who was there for that.
Wow, he was there for that whole match, huh?
Yeah, he was there for 27, 28, and 33.
Oh, God. I feel bad that he ever had to be there for 33. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that poor guy.
Ugh.
I mean, at least he got to see the Hardy Boys return.
I mean, yeah. But, holy shit, is that Mania lawn and is that fucking main event not worth it? Hey.
No, indeed. But you know what? He got a hell of a set out of it.
He did get the fucking best set. Hey, by the way.
The absolute best set.
The absolute best set. If you want to know what we think of the absolute best sets, go to our former WWI episode.
I think it's episode 2?
Yeah, I believe so. It was originally supposed to be
2 or 3.
It was supposed to be 3, and then YouTube really did not like us using fucking clips from the whatever, what do you would call it, the thingamajiggy, showing the Judgment Day set,
whatever it was. Yeah.
But yeah, actually no, that might have been 2. Yeah, I don't know. Either way, fucking hell. One of my favorite matches that I feel like just from bell to bell, and I just got done watching it for the retro today, or practically yesterday. Mania 21, Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels.
I was actually going to bring that up because you talk about feast and famine for a WrestleMania card. To go from the instant all-time classic that was Angle and Michaels directly into the sumo match.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Big Show in a diaper, basically.
And I feel bad, and I really feel bad for Big Show because he did his damnedest. I'm sure Chad Rowan gave him some lessons, but behind the scenes beforehand. But
right.
But holy hell, that was during the really dark days of Big Show.
Yeah, wasn't that the same? Was it the year? It was Thanksgiving prior that he talked about eating somebody's brother or sister or something because they were trying to hide the food from him on Thanksgiving or some shit. He was doing some stand-up routine, and then that's when Luther Reigns came out. He's talking about peas. he's got like a full like suit and shit. And he goes, he looks at fucking Big Show. He's like, y'all like Thanksgiving, huh? Back where I'm from the pen, we had no Thanksgiving. He just starts ranting. He just has this whole rant about Thanksgiving. And he eventually goes into the ring. And he's like, you better give me some food. How about you give me some of that food you made? Yeah, give me some of the peas. Give me some of the mashed potatoes. Give me some of the peas. I never had peas before. I'm like, what the fuck? He's never had peas?
I wish I'd never had peas.
Yeah, right. Peas are alright. I can tolerate them now. But fucking hell. It was just hilarious. It's just, I've never heard something like that. But yeah, they were the dark times of Big Show for sure, because that's when he became bald. And then things went downhill very, very quickly. I will say, like, since we're on the subject of that match, the sumo match was what it was. Yeah. But, like, you could tell at least that Big Show and Aki were having, like, a good time. Yeah. Like, especially after the fact, like, fucking Big Show's making him crack up after being so super serious the whole time. Yeah. Like, obviously he's doing some sort of stand-up routine that makes Aki laugh or whatever. Yeah. So, they at least had a good time with it. They took it super serious. And, by the way, why was... and I asked this to John today. Why was Taz and Michael Cole so good at calling the action for the sumo match? Like, they fucking did their homework. Have you ever actually listened to the call? Yes. It's a damn good call for a comedy match. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why do you guys know so much about this? Like, how much did Paul Heyman make you stay up late at night to pull that shit off? Like, the correct answer? Yes. Yes. But yeah, like, you would have thought that they'd have been doing sumo matches for English for years, the way they called that shit. Like, they knew everything about it for whatever reason. And, you know, hats off to them, at least. Yeah, they brought their game for that match. I guess, since we're on the subject of Mania 21, the match with Taker and Orton is a great one. Oh, God, that match, even considering the talent involved, that match had no business being as good as it was. Exactly true. Like, it's just incredible how amazing that was. Like, you want to talk about Michael Cole and Taz being on their game for a match? They were on their goddamn game for that match. They loved that every single minute of it. They bought it hook, line, and sinker. That was the best rehabilitation for Orton after the burial of Orton prior with Reign of Terror Triple H. You know? Yeah. Like, that was the best, like, reestablishing of him, like, ever. Honestly, like, that was really well done, the way they did that, because I'm pretty sure if the Taker feud didn't happen to Orton, he might not have been around, like, another year. Like Mick Foley said 13 years after the fact, don't you ever, and I'm talking about ever, underestimate the power of The Undertaker. Yeah, true. Taker. And that feud lasted from, what was it, February they started building for that Mania match? Yeah, they started building for that Mania match in February, and then I think it culminated in December. Yes, they ran that shit all the way through Armageddon. Which, the fucked up thing about that is, it's a great feud, but what a lot of people remember from that is Hepatitis Bob. Yeah. Because dude decided to get color while he had hepatitis, and full well knew that he had hepatitis. So yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, back to Mania. So Matches that I like really liked for Mania, obviously, like the classic that I think you have to go is the first great opening match, Owen and Brett.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely one of those ones that the fans came out of it going, "Hey, WWE, what else you got?"
Yeah, like a lot of people that tuned in say for like an outlandish thing, like probably Yokozuna or something, and then they see guys like Brett and Owen, they probably just like hooked them for life type of shit.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot like in SummerSlam, Bulldog and Brett. You know how that made lifelong fans out of a lot of people, but they came in for the Macho Man and Warrior match. You know,
Yep.
so it's stuff like that. What other matches you got? Because I'm just rattling them off.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned Mick Foley earlier. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't mention him versus Edge.
Yeah, Mania
What?
22. I think that was the match of the night.
I'd have to agree. What a goddamn hardcore match.
Yeah. Which is funny because they would follow up with like a series of better hardcore matches after the fact.
Yeah.
ECW One Night Stand 06 comes to mind where they actually tag teamed against Funk and Dreamer.
Yeah, and didn't Terry Funk get tangled in the barbed wire?
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, it wasn't even just a 2-on-2. It was a 6-on-6. It was a 3-on-3 mixed tag because Beulah McGillicuddy and Lita were involved as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But yeah, that was fucking funny. But yeah, what else was there? Okay, here's one for you. And this actually might shock a lot of people because I hated a lot of this era. I really liked the match between Rollins and Orton at 31.
I don't blame you. That was a hell of a match.
What a great finish.
Yeah,
fucking so good.
With Mr. Hang Time with the yellow streak in his hair.
Yeah, fucking. It just pissed.
I mean, it's not exactly the airborne into the RKO, but that's a damn good RKO.
I don't know. I think that's the cleanest one Orton's ever hit because
it's definitely among the cleanest. But as far as just out of nowhereness goes, you're not going to top Evan Bourne.
Yeah, out of nowhere, sure, but like at the same time, like you knew what was coming after he got elevated in the air with that. Specifically
from how high he was going.
I didn't expect him to hit it.
Yeah, and as soon as I saw Seth go too high, my eyes like darted back to Randy Orton, and I saw him start to move, and I'm like, oh my god, I know what's coming. Sure enough, bam!
Yeah, dude, he fucking marked out for that. He's like, oh shit, I have to pin him. Oh man, that was a great match though.
That was so clean. I love it.
You know what sucks too? They fucking had him stop using the goddamn curb stomp like the night afterwards, and I was so bullshit about it. Like, it was just, like, little shit like that. Like, dude, he had the greatest counter of all time out of that move, and he won the championship with that move, and you ban it the night after? The fuck? Why? Oh, because kids could do it, and they can fucking... Yeah, so can fucking Crips and Bloods. Doesn't stop fucking... people from doing it in Pride. Jesus Christ. Anyway, what you name a match now? Name a few matches because I don't want to keep rattling them off.
Yeah. You know what? Let's go back. Let's go back a year. Because if you remember Mania 31, I don't remember if this was the opening or not. It may have been. But there was a 6-way ladder match for the IC title.
Yeah, that reminded me of old school Money in the Bank days. Actually, I'm glad you brought
Yeah.
that up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will get to Money in the Bank. Don't you worry. We will get to Money in the Bank. That is very much on my list. But we both know who won that IC title ladder match.
Yes. Yes. It was Daniel. It was Daniel Bryan. It was actually he became a Grand Slam champion that night, from what I remember.
I believe you are correct.
Because he won the
He
tag
had-
team strap.
Yep. Yep. He had been a tag team champion.
He'd been a U.S. champion.
I don't remember who his partner was though.
Kane, Team Hell No.
Oh, right.
Yeah, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, still.
It should never.
I still love Team Hell.
It never should have worked, but it did.
It's like the tag team WWE version of Broken Matt Hardy. That shit should not have worked, but they bullied it into making it work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just came down to a drive of Daniel would not be denied, and you could give that motherfucker anything, and he'll nail it out of the park every time.
You could give that guy a mop, and he'll get a 5-star match out of it.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Daniel Bryan versus Perry Saturn. Let's go.
No, Daniel Bryan versus Moppy. Who you kidding?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Perry Saturn doesn't need to even be involved. Danielson
He
can just have the
mop up to ringside.
Yeah, he just brings Moppy to ringside as a match with the mop.
But would that moment have happened if he hadn't had the miracle on Bourbon Street the previous year?
Yeah.
What a goddamn moment.
Yeah, that's still up there. I think out of the matches though, because that was a great moment. I don't have anything much to say about the match because the match was what it was. They were basically just it was just carbon copy of Benoit, Shawn Michaels, and Hunter.
Not a bad thing because that's not a bad match.
No, it's not a bad match, but yeah, I loved his match with Triple H that year. That match was so goddamn good.
You talking about the one that opened Mania?
Yeah, the one that opened Mania 30 was so good. Like, people forget how good Triple H is when paired with the right opponent. Like, and usually he's
when he gives enough of a shit.
Yeah, like he was
believe it or not, is actually most times.
Yes, I think a lot of people give him way more flack than he deserves.
Agreed.
But look at I look at what he's done, right?
Yep.
With Danielson, and I'm like, this is why he's one of the most underrated wrestlers bell to bell ever. Because that was I still to this day say it might be Danielson's best one-on-one encounter. I don't think he's had one he's had great matches with like Brock, and they're up there. They're like top 2 or 3. Obviously, like the matches he had with Roman were class also. Which speaking
the fact that Roman was in a spot nobody wanted him to be aside.
Yeah, in fact, well, I'm not even talking about Fastlane though.
No. Specifically Mania 32.
Yeah.
Say what you will about that match and about the situation. They both were what they were. I honestly think it was just two guys making the best of a bad situation.
Pretty much, yeah. Because like Hunter was doing everything to get that guy over. It just wasn't happening. But speaking of Daniel Bryan and Roman, here's a match for you that I think is still fucking awesome to this day. Edge versus Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal title.
This was at 37?
Yeah, this was at this would have been at was it at 37? Jesus Christ, it was at 37. Oh my god, I feel old. I shouldn't feel that old. Over a fucking year difference. But yes, it was at 37. It It was the main event of night 2 that night, or for that WrestleMania. Night 1 was main evented by Sasha Banks and
Belair
BL.
Sasha,
Yeah,
which,
fucking
if I'm not
awesome
much
match.
mistaken, which, if I'm not much mistaken, was Sasha's last Mania.
It was Sasha. No, 38 was her last Mania, and then she fucking said, "I'm done. I'm going to Japan."
I don't blame her.
Yeah, which is freaking hilarious because like right after she left, Triple H took charge right afterwards. But
Yeah,
hey,
so despite the fact that she is going to get a lot more out of that worldly experience than she probably would have otherwise, as soon as she saw Triple H step in, she's probably like, I probably should have held on.
yeah, but I mean, I think she's doing better for herself outside of the E now. I think she's going to continue to do better.
Yeah,
But yeah, that match with Bianca Belair is fucking awesome.
it really is. Going back to Hunter really quick.
Yeah.
You were talking about his opening match with Daniel Bryan at Mania 30.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people say they would have structured the card at Mania 30 a lot differently. I'm not sure about that.
No.
Because given what had happened like a match or two earlier, I feel like Daniel Bryan's win was in exactly the right spot.
It was in the perfect spot, yeah.
It was in the perfect spot. There was no other way you were going to get the audience back on its feet after they broke the fucking streak.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people say that it never should have main evented if the streak was going to end. I'm of the belief that the streak never should have ended unless they were going to give it to Roman or some young guy. Like, they never should have broken that streak, because a young guy needed that streak if it was going to be broken. Brock did not need the streak broken. As Adam said, they could just not have him be beaten, John Cena and Triple H. You know, but, again, not necessarily their fault, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't really blame John for all the talents he's supposed to have buried.
Yeah.
He's a company guy first and foremost. He's going to go out there and do whatever it is Vince tells him to do.
Yeah. Which I think a lot of people seem to forget, especially in the larger IWC space that has the fucking goddamn intelligence of a fucking flea. But, yeah, it's just, you know, you look at Cena... and the matches he did have that were fucking great. And I think a lot of people don't give him enough credit for those matches. Like
I would like to put forth WrestleMania 23 on that particular front.
Yeah, that match with Shawn Michaels was really good. And I really liked his match at the following year, Mania. Him and Triple H and Orton. Awesome match. Awesome match for the title.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed... since we're on the subject of 23, how about Batista and Undertaker? Holy shit.
That was a really good match.
That was the best match of the entire show. And
agreed.
That's not to say Michaels and Cena wasn't good, but they had a better match at the London show on Raw anyway after the fact. And they had...
Right.
And I know it's not Mania, it's Backlash, but that Fatal 4-Way match between Rated RKO, Shawn Michaels, and Cena. Whoo!
Like, holy shit.
It's so good, dude.
Oh, you want to talk about Mania quality matches that didn't happen at Mania? SummerSlam 2002, DX imploding would like to speak to you.
Yeah, that was a great match.
What a fucking match.
But back to Mania.
And they ran that feud for 2 years.
Yeah, they did. Hell of a fucking long time. My favorite match, since we're bringing that up, one of my favorite matches of all time, Benoit, Michaels, Hunter.
Mania 20, yep.
Yeah, like, a lot of people, like, more people remember the moment, but, people don't, I appreciate how they put on their working boots to get to that moment.
Yeah.
Like, everybody was on their game. Everybody on that match between Benoit, Michaels, and Hunter were just on their game. I thought it was such a great match.
Yeah. Admittedly, my most vivid memory of WrestleMania 20 is the return of the Dead Man with Paul Bearer.
Right.
And say what you will about that match, it was just great to see the Dead Man back.
Yeah, fair enough. My favorite, like, I think my favorite,
I do need to watch WrestleMania 20 again. That's a mania a lot of people sleep on.
a lot of people sleep on that, yeah. My favorite, speaking of which, like, one of my favorite matches of that Mania, is Angle versus Eddie. Holy shit. Holy shit, was that good. Like, it was really good.
I keep forgetting Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero actually had a
Yeah,
match together.
yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Oh,
so many people forget about that, but it was a really good match. The only reason why people forget about it, though, is because people remember more. They remember it more for Benoit, you know?
yeah,
Like,
and rightly so. But
rightly so. But Eddie and Angle went ham that night, bro. Like, they just went crazy. Like, people don't realize how good that match was until they watch it back, and then they realize, oh shit, this is a really good matchup.
can we talk about how Angle is just like a literally a wrestling machine in especially when the spotlight is on him?
Yeah,
Like, holy shit, him and Brock at Mania 19. I don't even care about the botched shooting star press. That match was amazing, and the rematch at SummerSlam was even fucking better.
since you brought up Angle, and we mentioned Angle Michaels, Angle Brock. How about Angle Benoit from Mania X7?
You talk about a clinic.
Yeah, they would then go follow that up with the fucking Ultimate Submission Iron Man match,
Yeah.
which was also awesome. Holy shit. Um, Other Angle matches. I know this. Obviously, we got to talk about the ladder matches. We might as well just get them all out of the way.
Yeah, we may as
We
well
love all TLC matches that have
Yep.
taken place at that event, and
Yep.
we love the Money in the Bank ladder matches. I think that
Yep.
and IC title multi-man ladder matches. I
Yep.
think that goes
And-
without saying.
And honestly, you brought up Money in the Bank. We may as well talk about it. We talk about Angle as being a show stealer. Why did he never get to have a WrestleMania match with Shelton Benjamin?
Oh my god, it's still
Damn.
it chews my ass up to this day that he never got to have, especially with his showcasing at every single Money in the Bank match he has had.
Yes.
Like his
Like, dude, can you freaking imagine? I'm just throwing names out here. Can you imagine the world's greatest tag team plus Angle versus Shelton Benjamin and Christian?
Oh my god. Yeah, it would have been great. It would have been really good.
That would have been a technical marvel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a shame, bro. It really is a shame that we never got that match. And the problem is they buried Shelton Benjamin so far 6 feet under that it'll never happen now. And Angle's he's too far gone to even come back into the ring at this point. But yeah, that chews my ass up. Like, I hate what they did to Benjamin, because Benjamin, every year that he was in the Money in the Bank, rehabilitated himself, and he had nothing to show for it. But like, he was always a highlight of those matches. My favorite match out of all of them, as far as my favorite one, it probably is a combination between 24 and 26. Only because Benjamin he was the star of the show even during those matches. And you got to consider in 26, like, he's still show stealing in the match. And
there's 9 other guys in there.
There's 9 other guys, and some of those 9 other guys.
That's 26 is a match that also featured Kofi Kingston
And Evan Bourne.
Yes.
And Evan Bourne. I fucking Christian was doing some crazy shit. Matt Hardy was in there, I'm sure. I know there was it was a really good fucking match, that 26 one. It's a very underrated one, even with the winner being Swagger. Really good fucking match. I really like the 23 Money in the Bank ladder match the most. Though.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was brutal. Had the spot of the night with Hardy doing a fucking leg drop to death on Jeff, or I'm sorry, on Edge. There's the idiocy right there. But yeah, fucking Edge just got murked right live right on camera. I think a lot of people thought he was dead.
And took it like a champ.
Yeah, did he? My champ. Sorry. I don't know why I went and did that. But yeah, I think
James evolved into a champ.
Did you? Oh my God, Jeff! I still the fucking clip that runs rent free in my head is Jeff Meacham acting like a Pokemon. Jeff Meacham. That's still great. All right. So I took the Money in the Bank segment. You want to take the TLCs real quick, or the Triangle Ladder match into TLC?
Well, Triangle Ladder match. I think we can agree. Best pure match on that year's Mania.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And then TLC 2. What do you even begin to say that hasn't already been said 1,000 times?
Yeah, it might as well have been a fucking. It might as well have been a 9-way ladder match. When you add the fact that Lita got involved, and Rhino, and Spike. Like that. I love that match, though, just for that alone.
It's so good.
I love that. I love it just. The fact that you had pretty much a trios affair with all the teams. You had Team Extreme versus the Dudleys in full versus ECR. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. But yeah. I love that. I think...
Ooh, hey. We're on WrestleMania X7. First Taker versus Helmsley match happened at that year.
Yeah.
As far as Manias go.
Yeah, that was a really underrated match out of their trilogy.
It really is. Even with the most obvious ref nap of all time.
Yeah. Referee's I'm going to go night-night.
I don't even remember who the ref was. It was either Mike Chioda, Charles Robinson, or Earl Hebner, but one of them took a freaking nap.
The correct answer is yes. They all just decided to have a nap party right in the middle of the Astrodome, you know? They're just like,
Hey, I got the sleeping bags if one of y'all wants to get the Dutch oven and the marshmallows.
Fucking just having a barbecue and making s'mores.
Who's got the Coors Light?
It's only Budweiser because they're promoting the XFL. Well, shit.
God damn it. Now I gotta go rob Stone Cold's stash. Hold on.
Fucking.
How about you? Let a Stone Cold keep his beer.
You better drink the Budweiser, pal. Don't you dare. We're promoting XFL. Don't you dare. Fucking. It might as well be the equivalent of drinking piss, by the way, from what I hear. So yeah, there's that.
I mean, Bud Light ain't bad. I get kind of used to it after a while, but
well, yeah.
Personally, give me a Mick Ultra any day.
Michelob Ultra.
Yeah.
Every time when I first heard Michelob Ultra, I always thought they kept saying Nikolai Volkov. I am gonna die of alcohol poisoning. I mean, what? Sorry.
Wait, is that actually how he died?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I don't know. I actually don't know how he died. I didn't even know he died until he.
Yeah, he died in He died in the latter half of the last decade, I think.
All right, so COVID took him. Anyway, fuck COVID. What were we? Oh, WrestleMania matches.
Yeah, X7 Mania. Taker Helmsley.
Right. Shit. Let me think here.
But of course, the ref's not the only one that took a nap that night. The entire friggin' arena almost took a nap. Thanks, Rhino.
You're right. Yeah, Rhino almost Rhino liked that nap. I'm sure he needed it.
Well, I mean, fair enough. But could you not almost kill power to the entire arena while you're at it?
Oh, fucking yeah, Raven. Yeah, that was fucking insane. I think the funny thing is they thought they had. I think he thought he could steer it, and then he fucking almost killed power to the entire show. So yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah.
Imagine if that happened, man. Fucking hell.
Oh God, there would have been hell to pay.
WCW started. I'm gonna start these business ventures. WWF New York, XFL. Oh my God, we're gonna go bankrupt. The show got cut. Fuck! God damn it! I told you not to bring that homeless man in here. I knew he was gonna do something stupid. Oh fuck!
Tell him to take his tennis racket and shove it up his ass.
I think that would be very uncomfortable, Vince. Well, tell it to him anyway! Okay. Here's a match, since we're on X7. A very sports entertainment heavy match. Vince and Shane.
Oh God. You know what? It may be heavy on the gaga, but that pop when Linda stood up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Shane fucking killed himself for that match, too. I mean,
Yeah.
Vince...
As is his wont. He usually does that whenever he gets in the ring.
Yeah. The one thing I remember about the match...
Say what you will about Shane McMahon. He gets full marks for enthusiasm.
He does. But I will say, the one thing I remember that match will forever stick with me of fucking... V1 from OSW Review just absolutely shitting all over Mick Foley for standing in the way of the shot. Because like he's in the way of Vince. And he's like, get the fuck out of the way. You lumbering fucking buffoon. Get the fuck out of the way. I was like, Jesus Christ. Alright, guy. Chill. I mean, yeah.
Chill the fuck out, dude. Don't you dare besmirch Mick Foley's good name like that.
It's being stupid. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed I enjoyed that match because it was actually like really well done, and Vince just got his comeuppance. Like, say what you will about him, but like he would make himself like the biggest prick. Like he was always, but on TV he especially made sure he would get his comeuppance. And
when it came time to get his comeuppance, there was no bigger sport about it.
Trish Stratus slaps him in the face. Linda McMahon stands up and kicks him in the balls, right into grapefruits. Shane McMahon gets the fucking coast to coast, hits him with the 1, 2, 3, gets the dub. That's pretty fucking good, man. Even The Rock and Austin's a great match. I mean, every single one of their matches is fucking awesome, but they're all classics. I really, out of all matches that I feel like gets slept on, since we're on Austin, Brett and Austin.
Oh, goddamn.
Holy shit. I mean, probably the one saving grace of 13, to be very fucking honest.
Yeah.
How about, and the year following, how about Taker and Kane? Mania 14, Boston. Fleet Center, right?
Not the most engaging match,
right?
But you want to talk about the spectacle of 6'10" brother versus brother? Holy hell!
Yeah, and that was
the in arena build to that match is incredible.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I think that match is probably my favorite match of the entire saga of the Brothers of Destruction fighting.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one that has even come close to topping that one. It's just that the first one was the best, and everything else was a distant second, including 20, including SummerSlam 2001. Or was it SummerSlam 2001? I think they fought at SummerSlam 01. And especially fuck the 2009 feud. Holy shit. That could go die an absolute death. Let me think here. What other matches have we not covered? What's like a match that's like super underrated to you that doesn't get covered a hell of a lot?
Punk and Jericho 28.
Yeah, fair shout. I think that one and another really underrated match specifically from that show. I think Team Teddy versus Team Johnny is a lot better than people remembered.
Certainly not the best match of the night.
No, but it was way better. Just that I think with Johnny Ace being involved, everybody's like, yeah, no, and fuck this. Matches that were underrated that not a lot of people talk about that are really good. How about would we say Taker and Punk is underrated? 29?
Personally, I would, because again, the build to it was just barely on the right edge of dicey. That it's just amazing.
Right, I agree. Yeah, so I would say that's definitely underrated, especially when you consider the fact that Undertaker probably had no business being in the ring even at that point anymore.
Yeah.
And he just kept going and going and going and going for that one last match, whatnot. Let me think here. We're running through a lot of these Manias, so I guess we'll have to go like way into the Wayback Machine here a little bit. There's Mania 12. I mean, obviously there's the Iron Man match between Brett and Shawn, but I never really liked that match. I always thought it was overrated.
There's definitely been better Iron Man matches since.
Yeah, way better, including
Looking at you, Bryan Danielson and MJF.
Yeah. Let me think here. Of all the fucking matches, because I feel like we ran down so many already. But let me think here, because there's probably more that I'm not even thinking of here.
I mean, we could always talk about Sid shitting himself if we wanted to laugh.
No. No. We'll leave that alone. Poor Sid. Poor guy. Let me think. You know what? Let's just go and look up Manias. You know, we might as well. You know, when all else fails, Google it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I actually have a little cool thing. I'll just share my screen. We could watch it from there. And then go to fade to color. And now we're on a green screen. Oh my god. Titantron's showing the Google search. Oh. Okay, so let's see. Let's go WrestleMania cards. Okay. Is there a wiki? Give me a wiki. Thank you. Wiki. You're definitely needed. Hello. Okay, here we go. So let's go through Why not? Let's go through WrestleMania 1. Why not? So I think I think it's safe to say Tito Santana versus the Executioner. The first match of WrestleMania history is not going to be on anybody's best of lists.
Yeah, which is a shame because Tito Santana's a really good worker.
Yeah.
Why they didn't put him with Ricky Steamboat, I will never know.
Ricky Steamboat versus Matt Bourne. Wow. Okay.
No relation.
No relation to anybody named Bourne. Yeah, I think this is definitely not... WrestleMania 1 was not the greatest wrestling spectacle.
Especially by today's standards.
No. But even back then, I mean, come on. Let's go to 2. Let's see what we got in 2. Oh, yeah. This is the 3 nights in 1. Okay, so none of these are fucking great. Never mind. WrestleMania 3 in Detroit. 93,000.
This is where we get the first actual good match.
Pretty much. Yeah. Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage for the IC title, which still holds up today. Holy shit. Fucking great. Let's see.
This is also where King Kong Bundy squashed a little person.
Yeah, oh yeah, fucking dude, I saw Mania 21. And so they had a segment with Eugene's. He's like yelling over the microphone about how his favorite memory was of Mania 3 where King Kong Bundy fought midgets. Exactly how he put it. That's quote unquote what he said. And he said, midgets are awesome.
Well, to be fair, midgets are definitely funny.
They are funny. Although I don't call them midgets. I call them little people.
Right.
There you go.
I actually had a discourse back when I was still working at Home Depot. I actually had a whole discourse about it with a little person that came up to my register, and he was so cool about it, and he was like, so there's a whole bunch of different ways that we end up like this, and he goes on talking about it. It was really fascinating.
Yeah. Here's one that I think is underrated.
The only place to hold 2 WrestleManias back to back.
Yes.
Wonder how we did that. Thanks a lot, Trump, you fucking greedy prick.
Yeah. But I will say, out of all the crazy...
At least he got 2 decent Manias out of it.
And we did. I was going to say, this tournament one was really cool, but the best matchup for... I think a lot of people sleep on this match, especially for how short it was, but how much they were able to get in that short amount of time. Randy Savage versus Ted DiBiase for the world title. It
doesn't even go 10 minutes, but holy hell.
Yeah, it's really underrated for what they're able to do in the short amount of time.
And then, oh, what a difference a year makes.
Yeah, obviously Hogan and Savage should be on a lot of people's list, I would think.
Yeah, because the feud was great, the bill was better, and then the payoff was just...
I think a lot of people sleep on this match, the Brainbusters versus Strikeforce. A lot of people sleep on this tag match.
Some really good tag team work between those 2 teams.
It was really, really well done, yeah. Here's one.
WrestleMania 6, the Ultimate Challenge.
Yeah, we know Warrior and Hogan is probably good. Like, for the limited amount of shit that those 2 could do...
You really saw Hulk Hogan be a ring general in there.
Exactly that, yeah. We have...
Also, Dusty Rhodes' only Mania.
Yeah.
At least I'm pretty sure it was his only Mania.
Yeah, it was definitely his
definitely one of his only Manias.
Also, sleeper hit.
Ted versus Jake Roberts?
Yep. Although I hated the fact that it ended by count out, but you know why. You knew why that was happening. Nobody wanted to fuck with the snake.
And I don't think a whole lot of people wanted to fuck with this Mania.
No. Although I will say, even though... Where are they? I know it was very taggy, maybe. Is this the yes, this is the one. No. Isn't this the one with the Allied Powers? I swear it is. With Lex Luger and British Bulldog? Where are they? I thought they were on here. Am I on a Mandela effect or some shit?
Yeah, you might be.
I might be. Oh, fuck it.
Oh well, at least the streak began here.
Yeah. Man, I can't really think of much on this Mania that stands out here. Oh my god. I mean, here, yeah, the streak did begin here at least, but it wasn't exactly a right home match. Yeah, it wasn't a great. Hey, the dead man beat the dead man at least.
Yeah, right. First decent match in the streak.
Was it really?
It's Undertaker versus Jake Roberts, man. They're gonna have a good match.
Yeah, true.
And then, of course, this is where you had Papa Shango with his best "oh shit, I have done fucked up" face.
This will forever chew my ass up that this wasn't the main event. Savage and Flair should have main evented for the title.
Agreed.
Best match on the whole card.
Was Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice supposed to be for the #1 contendership?
Yes, and then the steroid scandal happened, yeah. And
Which led to probably overall the worst Mania of all time.
Yeah, but I think there is one good match on here that I want to take a look at. A lot of people sleep on it because the Mania was that fucking bad. Let me think here. I'm looking.
Oh, there he is. Tatanka won by countout against Shawn Michaels.
Jesus Christ. Did he really? Wow. Oh, boy. Yeah, here it is. Steiner Brothers versus the Head Shrinkers. Fucking awesome match. Really the best match of the whole fucking card. If you haven't gone out of your way to see how... they were seriously considering him to be a single star even back then, Scott Steiner. This goes as far as back then. So, if you guys want to see Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner have a fucking clinic with the Head Shrinkers, definitely go out of your way to see that one. I think that's the best match of that entire fucking shithouse Mania. Obviously, we've talked about 10. Obviously, and since
first Falls Count Anywhere match in WrestleMania history.
Yeah.
And it was under a really weird format.
Yeah, it was just Texas Deathmatch. It was Texas Deathmatch.
Pinfalls counted anywhere, but after the pinfall took place, you had 60 seconds to get back to the ring. And if the other guy didn't get back to the ring within that 60 seconds, and you did, then you won the match.
Yeah, basically just a weird Texas Deathmatch. I will say, though, out of all the main... definitely, we talked about ladder matches. You can't forget about the first. Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, undisputed IC title.
Yep.
Great match. Mania 11. I'm not really sure what happened on this one.
This was the Lawrence Taylor Mania.
That is actually a lot better than it had any right to be, that match. That fucking... The match between Bam Bam and him was way underrated.
Yeah.
It's actually surprisingly good for what it was. Shawn Michaels and Diesel was great, with the exception of the boss jackknife. Because Shawn Michaels landed on his feet off the jackknife, but, Bob Backlund and Bret Hart. Really good match that I don't think a lot of people in the arena particularly cared for. But I love me a Matt Clinic. So that was good. Oh, and hey, look at that! There they are, Allied Powers! Lex Luger and Bulldog. There they are. The boys.
The Blues Brothers.
Yeah, well, who gives a shit? Allied Powers. They're fun. Anyway. Let's go to Mania 12, see if there's anything else. I love how they just straight up ripped the Fox logo just to stick it to them, by the way.
Yeah. I think Stone Cold Steve Austin's first Mania.
Yep. Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he happened to be with Ted DiBiase, and he defeated Savio Vega by knockout. Technical knockout.
And And they got 10 minutes for a technical knockout?
Diesel's last Mania match.
Yep.
Lost here.
And then of course the Hollywood Backlot Brawl and the OJ chase.
Yes. The craziest fucking match in Mania history is Piper and fucking Goldust.
Dustin Rhodes is a fucking trooper, man.
He really is. He's taking way too much shit.
Billy Gunn defeating Flash Funk. That's a match that nobody would think has any right being as good as it is.
Yeah, but unfortunately it was a pre-show match. I've not even been... Actually, it says 1F, so I don't even know if it was on the show at all in any capacity. It might have just been a dark match.
It was on the free-for-all beforehand.
There you go. That's right. I forgot they were doing free-for-alls. Okay. Well, looking at everything, it doesn't look like there was much of anything. Actually, this tag match was decent. I like this tag match.
Yep.
Doug Furnace and Phil LaFawn versus the Headbangers versus the Godwins versus the New Blackjacks. I think you would have gotten a better match if you just had the Headbangers and Furnace and LaFawn.
Yeah.
But that's just me. So there you go. Let's see.
Any of 14.
Any 14. I think we ran down most of 14.
We did run down most of 14, or at least most of the stuff that mattered.
Yeah.
Although we did have Taka Michinoku on the show.
Yeah, Rock versus Ken Shamrock as well. This match was pretty good, and so was the Rock versus Ken Shamrock.
And then you had Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie taking on the New Age Outlaws.
Yeah.
Always fun when those four go at it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that match heavily.
15, my first.
Yeah, well, we know the only two good matches on that show. We don't need to...
the opener and the closer.
Yeah, Mania 2000.
That's also a one-match show.
Mania 17. Every single match on that show.
Pretty much everything is good on that show. Even China burying Ivory.
Yeah, pretty much. That was fun. At least it fit the gimmick at the time, too.
Holy shit, we did not talk about 18 at all.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a retro of that with Mike and Owen on Friday.
Well, have fun with that. I'm going to be working.
Yeah, unfortunately. We got Robin Dam Regal, which is a sleeper hit. I enjoyed Diamond Dallas Page and Christian, even though it was during...
the Stalker days.
Well, not even. This was during his... That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. He was like a motivational speaker or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And he was actually...
Which very true to what he actually does now, but not the greatest gimmick at the time.
By the way, Edge and Booker T was a great match, too. The funniest thing is, they don't put the stipulation of what's happened here. Like, there's a stipulation in this match. Whoever wins gets the shampoo commercial.
What?
Yeah. The whole basis of this feud is that Edge got a sponsorship deal with a Japan shampoo company, and Booker T was jealous.
Oh my god!
That is the basis of this feud.
Please tell me this is a shoot, because that's fucking hilarious.
No, it's better because it's actually not even true. There was no fucking ad in place in Japan for either one of these guys. They just full on straight up lie. Hey, you have a commercial in Japan. No you don't. No you don't. I don't know what you talking about, Willis. Oh my god. And then okay.
Okay, we also had the beginning of the rehabilitation of Ric Flair.
Yes, we did. Decent match. It wasn't the worst.
Yeah.
This fucking match. Oh my god, this match was a fucking nothing burger.
Nothing burger?
This sucked. This sucked. Anyway, um, let's see what we got. We had a house show match. We had this, or no, a heat match. This was a heat match.
Yeah.
And then we had, let's see,
Two
obviously,
thirds. We had 2/3 of Too Cool and Albert.
yeah, we had Hogan. We had Hogan, which is he was a fun match with The Rock. That was fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Completely killed the crowd.
this happened, and then this suffered, and this suffered as a result. Although they did pop when Triple H finally won the belt,
Yeah.
so there was at least
That
that.
pop would have been bigger had it gone before The Rock and Triple H, from my personal opinion, but that's just me.
Yeah, and as we said, every match from this Mania, even even besides the ending of Booker T and Hunter, as we said,
It's at least decent.
let's go to 20.
Oh shit! Hold on, before we do,
Yeah.
go back to 19.
Okay.
This is Shawn Michaels' first Mania back. And
Yeah, Shawn Michaels and Jericho. Yeah, what a fucking match
God
this was.
damn!
This is such a great fucking match, dude.
And
Oh my
what
God.
what an angle for the ending.
Yeah, just
It's Shawn Michaels. It's Shawn Michaels' first Mania back, and it's Steve Austin's last for almost 20 years.
Yep. Yeah, indeed. This Mania was very fucking good. Very good. Big Show and Cena was really good hot opener to get the crowd up and rowdy. This 4-way tag match for the World Tag Team titles is way better than I remembered.
Go back to John Cena real quick. So it's time to get a championship to match these custom nuts.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Try to lie, baby. Big Show sucks.
Yeah, true.
Say what you will about John Cena. When he's on his game with delivery, there ain't nobody that can touch him.
But yeah, my favorite match, my favorite team on Raw by this point was Booker T and Van Dam. And by that point, like, Van Dam, I think, had a couple partners, but none were as more natural as Booker T and him. They just gelled so well.
Yeah.
For some reason, Garrison Cade and Mark Jindrak were kind of there, but everybody else was good. We had Christian
versus Chris Jericho. That was a good angle.
That was a great angle. And the match was great, too, by the way. Match was really great, too.
I mean, of course it is. It's Christian and Chris Jericho.
This was interesting.
Yeah, it was good to see the Rock and Sock connection back.
It was good.
Hey, Willie, whoa, no, don't you be staring at the people's package. Oh, no, the buffet is closed.
Yeah, fucking Rock just going crazy. Tori Wilson and Sable versus Miss Jackie and Stacy Keibler. At least they looked nice.
Yeah.
That was it. This is a lot of fun.
Well, of course it is. It's Chavo Guerrero with Ultimo Dragon. Of course it's going to be a lot of fun.
Ultimo Dragon, Rey Mysterio, Shannon Moore, Tajiri, Akio, Billy Kidman, Funaki, Jamie Noble, fucking Little Guido Monteiro. Yeah, Nunzio.
Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, the low spot of the night.
Yeah, but match was good. Just, man, was it bad timing for everything, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They should have had that. They should have had that match at Survivor Series.
Well, I mean, it made sense to have it on Mania. The problem is, both of them fucked off. Brock was supposed to be the one to stay, and they were going to boo Goldberg, but, boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy, was Brock burnt out.
Yeah. Too Cool versus the world's greatest tag team versus the Bashams versus APA.
I'm actually surprised. I actually completely forgot Doug and Danny Basham were in the WWE this early.
Yeah, they were.
I didn't think they joined until like the next year.
And they won. They retained their tag titles. It wasn't a great fucking match by any means.
Not a great match, but they were a pretty good tag team.
But despite how short this was, this is a good angle too. Victoria and Molly Holly.
Remind me of this angle?
It's where Molly Holly got shaved bald.
Ah, right.
Yes. Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle we mentioned. Undertaker and Kane we mentioned. And Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels we mentioned.
Okay, now on to 21, and we can talk about Piper's Pit.
Yes, we can. We might as well. Why not? How about? But before we do you like this?
I hope so, because it's only on the DVD these days.
Yeah, 30-man interpromotional battle royal. The best spot of this entire match, and I'm not even kidding, is when the Heidenreich and Hurricane do Superman poses. That's it. That's the highlight of the whole fucking match. So fuck it. The fact that Booker T was relegated to the fucking pre-show is bullshit. Bullshit, I say. Fuck that. Although, let's see.
Although the rest of this card, all things considered, is pretty freaking good.
Except
you got the first Money in the Bank,
for this.
You got the first, and not Christy's fault. She had been working, but she was just not ready.
And also this. Let's be honest. This was not their best match ever. In fact, it was probably their worst.
No, we've talked about this previously. If they had the matches that they would later have to blow off the feuds for John Cena and Batista, would have been, if they had what did John Cena and Bradshaw have? Was it a night quit match?
It was a night quit match at Judgment Day. Yeah, that was the blow off to the feud. Yeah,
and then Batista and Triple H in the Hell in a Cell. Where?
I believe that would have been Unforgiven or Bad Blood.
One of those two.
One of those two. A Raw exclusive show.
Basically, the point is, if they had their blow-off matches at this Mania, would have been the best overall Mania of all time.
Yes. Even though, I don't know, you had 3 stinkers on there, to be fair. But, you know, it was what it was. Okay, here we go.
Well, 2 if you don't count the pre-show, because Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero was a pretty hot opener.
It was a great fucking opener, yeah. Okay, here's one. Here's a Mania that a lot of people sleep on. A 12-match card, by the way. Oh, well, 11-match card for the viewing audience. Yeah, exactly. We don't talk. I'm glad we didn't see this. Viscera eliminating Stitsky. Yeah, 18 in promotional battle royal. Anyway. Yeah. Big Show and Kane defeated Carlito and Chris Masters. Nothing to write home about. Rob Van Dam Money in the Bank ladder match win, which was cool.
Yep, that was cool as shit. Shelton Benjamin proving to be the real life Miles Morales.
Yep. Yes, he did. This was way better than it probably should have been.
It really was.
Like, I think that's just a testament to Benoit because he could get the best out of literally anybody.
Yeah.
Even when he wasn't at necessarily his mental best. We're not even going to talk about this fucking matchup. Holy shit. But we talked about this. Mickie James and Trish Stratus is a great women's match, especially for the time, with a really bizarre ending, which has now since been cut from the network.
Modding.
Licking of the V variety. Undertaker versus Mark Henry sucked. I'm gonna be real. Shawn Michaels versus Mr. McMahon. I'm gonna be honest. It was just a squash. It was a glorified squash. It really wasn't great. But good spots, I guess. I wish this was better than it was. It's
needed more time.
Yeah. Why? Explain to me this. How come this glorified fucking squash gets 18 fucking minutes, and you can't shave off enough time for this to give to this? Like, come on, man.
Blows my mind that the Money in the Bank only went 12 and a quarter minutes.
Yeah, and then you had this fucking thing, which you could have honestly cut. Nobody would have batted an eye. This Tori Wilson, Candice Michelle, Playboy pillow fight match.
Yeah.
And John Cena and Triple H wasn't the greatest either. That main event was... We've talked about 23, I feel like. 23, we're going to be doing an in-depth review on, myself and Nikos, on Owen's channel.
Yep.
So there you go. Very, very underrated U.S. title match on that show.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
That was really good. It's sad what happens later on.
Yep.
Very ECW heavy presence on the show,
Yeah.
which
And yet the ECW title was not on the line.
no, but he was. You know what though? Like there was hope though, because even though the ECW title never got defended, you got to consider like the ECW champion was Lashley at this point, and he's in the Battle of the Billionaires match, which is single-handedly what sold this Mania pretty much.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then you also got to consider Punk was like only runner-up to win that Money in the Bank and only got eliminated by Kennedy off that.
Yeah.
And then the ECW Originals had a showcase match. I mean, all things considered, they had a pretty big fucking presence. I wish that they would continue that fucking trend.
And hey, if you like alternative bookings, you can watch this man's where they do continue that trend.
In fact, I do it better.
Way better.
Do it way better. I if I do say so myself. Okay. So Mania 24.
Mania 24, we actually just did an in-depth review on with Jeff Meacham.
Yeah, so there's really no point in like talking about this really. Edge and Undertaker, I feel like we did fail to mention on here though, and for you know what, I'll even highlight the matches that really, obviously besides Flair and Michaels, these three are very great for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like that's
and the fact that they are in a row to close out the show.
Yeah. That's really the ultimate thing there. Like that
Yeah, you want to talk about a 1-2-3 knockout blow to send the fans home happy.
Yeah. And the less said about this shit, the better, by the way.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. But at least CM Punk won won the Money in the Bank, and he was the ECW guy, even though he would get traded to Raw later.
Yep.
Same thing.
Mania 25.
Mania 25 actually has some
Mania
bangers.
25. Best single match in WrestleMania history.
Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, as we know. Which
they got 30 and a half minutes.
That was so good, dude. So good.
And it was so amazing.
This was really good, too. This match, for as bad as it was built up, great fucking Extreme Rules match.
Yeah. And a brutal ending.
Yeah. Jericho defeating this. I will say this match sucked.
Steamboat was the highlight.
This match sucked, but this match fucking kicked ass.
Yeah.
And then no, we're not going to talk about that.
Again, the less said about that, the better. That was a surprisingly good tag team match from what I remember.
Yeah, and it happened on the goddamn pre-show on the network of all fucking places. CM Punk defeated Christian Finley with Hornswoggle. Kane, Kofi Kingston, Mark Henry, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin. Awesome fucking ladder match also. That's a very underrated one.
Yep. Punk got caught up in the ladder like he had done to Chris Jericho last year.
Yeah. This sucked. We know that. This also kind of sucked. I'm going to be real. And then, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. And then Mania 26. Believe it or not, a very slept-on Mania, I think. I think this is a very slept-on Mania.
Agreed. There's a lot to like here.
We had, out of all the things here, we had, this was kind of what it was, but it wasn't bad or anything, just wasn't great. Yep.
Nope.
And then, obviously, the women's tag match. Everything else, and Brett versus Mr. McMahon was kind of, But everything else, great fucking Mania. Everything else was great. Sheamus versus Triple H is a lot better than a lot of people remembered. Orton versus Cody and Ted was a really good match that a lot of people sleep on. Obviously, we talked about the Money in the Bank. Mysterio and Punk is a very underrated match.
Pretty much the only things I would change about what is good here are a couple of winners.
Yeah, pretty much.
Instead of a full-on triple threat, I would have had it be a handicap. I probably would have still had Randy Orton win and then have the breakup of Legacy happen after the fact.
Yeah.
Sheamus would have gone over, CM Punk would have gone over, and Edge probably would have gone over.
I feel like a lot of people on 27, they don't give, like, fuck the opening match because of who's in it, but at least it was decent. But a lot of people sleep on this matchup.
Randy Orton and CM Punk, yeah, they sleep on that like a motherfucker.
And this match as well. So
And
Cody Mysterio, Randy Orton, and Punk, and Undertaker Triple H were the best matches of that whole show.
Which, by the way, I still want to watch that particular Undertaker Triple H match with you and have you talk me through it. Because you mentioned really liking the story that was told. For me, that stopped being a story match like halfway through, and it just got uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I could see why. But it was... I still enjoyed it regardless because holy shit, like the way they were able to just go through it. It was nuts. Let's go to this match here.
We talked about end of an era.
Yeah, from what I hear, this was decent, but I wish it wasn't on the pre-show.
Okay. It was okay.
By the way, they actually had a tag team name. Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd were known as International Airstrike.
I did not know that.
So there you go. We had... Let's see.
We had the match that kicked off the Yes Movement eventually.
Yeah, again, the less said about that, the better.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Big Show finally got a win at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but it wasn't great. Same thing with Orton and Kane, by the way. Let's see. Undertaker, Triple H, no. Yeah, well, we already talked about Undertaker, Triple H. Yeah, so we talked about everything on this show. Let's see, 29.
At least that was worth talking about. Rock and Cena ended up not being as great as it should have been.
So this match, or this Mania, I will say this was fucking bad. The Shield match, while the match wasn't like anything to write home about, but the moment of the Shield winning at Mania was nuts.
Yeah.
Team Hell No versus... no, that was not great. This never should have happened. This also never should have happened. This was okay. This was pretty good. Better match, dead crowd.
Yeah.
That was the story of that one. Mania 30, we've already talked in depth about, I'm pretty sure, but let's see if there's anything else.
The only thing... There is one match that we haven't talked about that I feel is worth talking about.
Yeah.
Cena versus Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Literally the only thing I would change about that match is who goes over.
Right, I agree. See. This could have been a great turning point for the future, though. If you had Wyatt winning and they actually did anything after with Cesaro after winning this Battle Royal, this could have been an all-time Mania.
Yeah.
The future planning afterwards really hinders this Mania now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, like that's really what it comes down to. Like the only thing that's... Because really when you think about it, the only thing that's timeless is this, in a lot of cases for all the wrong reasons, and this. And just because it's timeless in general.
Yeah. And again, people sleep on the opener. It's fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah, they do sleep on this opener. This is the best match of the entire show. And then... 30.
And then the big red button.
The big play button. WrestleMania YouTube.
Get the fuck out of my head.
Cesaro and Kidd versus Los Matadores versus The New Day versus the Usos. This is actually a really good match, but this marks like the third or fourth year in a row where the Usos are on the pre-show, which pissed me off.
Yeah.
And this could have been something, but they fucked up on the last match, so fuck it. We already talked about this. We talked about this.
Yep.
This is an underrated match, despite the ending.
Yeah.
This is actually really good. It was the longest women's match up to that point in years, which is just, it's sad to say out loud, all because of the fucking hashtag when you really break it down. This was a really good match.
Yep.
And the right person went over, to be honest, because the U.S. Open Challenge thing made a lot of fucking guys.
And we got Sami Zayn on the main roster with it.
Yep. Undertaker defeated Bray Wyatt. This
Bray
is okay.
Bray had a bad ankle at the time.
Yeah, so I would say this is the worst match, but not to the fault of Taker or Bray or even the creative team. Cena, this match was great, and the ending is like all-timer.
Yeah.
This ending was the heist of the century, brother. I fucking love that.
A match no one wanted, given an ending that nobody knew they wanted until it happened.
Oh, I just realized because there was a segment on that show with Ronda. Obviously, you could go watch it if you want. Although it was a good fucking segment, to be fair, where she judoed Steph. You never talked about the Piper's Pit segment from 21. You wanted to talk about that.
Oh, right, because it was Roddy Piper and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the same ring.
Yeah, Piper saying, "Welcome to Piper's Pit."
Thank you very much for having me, you little son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of like you.
I kind of like
you. Would you like another?
Would you like another? It's fucking insane. It needed that. I'm so glad they actually did that at Mania. It only makes sense for Mania. Like, I know a lot of people are like, hey, segments are stupid. Nope, not that one. That needed to happen. Yes. Mania was the only place for it to happen.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go through 32. Why not?
32, the cursed Mania.
Let's go. The stretch of the long ass WrestleManias, by the way. Oh boy. Okay.
Like, dude, even considering that this Mania was just way too long, I can't call it anything but cursed, because this is the Mania where the entire main event scene was fucked hard without lube.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, everybody got injured, and they were in literal panic mode trying to build this card.
Yeah, like, this was supposed to be the number one. This is supposed to be the one that outdrew Mania, 3, and it almost didn't because of all the injuries, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Because Rollins got hurt, Cena got hurt, I think a bunch of other people got hurt. I don't even remember who.
Yeah, there was 10 people that got hurt, and all of them were supposed to be involved in this Mania.
Yeah, so. And by the way, that's why they brought back the brand split, so they could split the fucking goddamn road schedules finally. Which I said to Vince he should have been doing 4 years! Anyway, Kalisto defeated Ryback. That was the match where Kalisto almost died and Ryback saved his life. That was a thing. Fuck this. Believe it or not, also, fuck this. Because why this wasn't on the main card and they fucking rushed it as quickly as they did, I will never understand. Plus, the Usos got booed, and the Dudleys got booed. God damn it! This was a fun Intercontinental title ladder match.
Was.
I almost called it a Money in the Bank, dude.
It may as well have been a Money in the Bank.
Yeah, the way they fucking You had Zayn and Owens just killing each other in this match. You had Dolph Ziggler and The Miz killing each other in this match. Sin Cara damn near killed Cody in this match. Zack Ryder with the fucking upset moment. This is a really good one.
Yeah, the only one the crowd cared about the entire night.
This is a very underrated matchup. AJ's first
Yeah.
Mania match against Jericho is a very underrated one.
It really is. Personally, I would have put AJ over, but
I
good
agree.
match anyway.
I mean, he was main man anyway. Like, he was going to be too
Yeah.
good to be denied.
Yeah, as we would find out that year.
This match can suck a dick. Anyway. Paul Heyman versus Dean Ambrose can also... I'm sorry, Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. Could you imagine Paul Heyman versus John Moxley? Oh my god, he would get murdered.
Yes.
Oh my god. I meant to say Brock versus Dean.
That match was disappointing.
Yeah. I want to say I blame Brock, but at the same time, with half the shit that Mox was recommending, I kind of don't blame him. But and then plus you get the thing is, like, Brock doesn't communicate with anybody, like, because the reason why he didn't want to do the spots Dean recommended isn't because he wasn't willing to do them. It's because he didn't want to get hurt for his upcoming match with Mark Hunt in UFC.
Right.
Which I think... Okay, then fucking say something, bro. Like, say something. We could have picked
because John Moxley has done enough of these. He can make it. He can work it so that your risk of injury is minimized, and yet the brutality is still completely there.
Yeah, this is a really good women's match, by the way. Just Ron winner. Ron winner, in my opinion.
Yeah. Sadly, best match on the card.
Yeah. This match sucked. The Battle Royal sucked. This wasn't even a fucking match. And yeah, it was the best match on the card. It was the women's match. And then we get to 33. Oh boy, we get to 33. What a long ass Mania this turned out to be. Let's just get to it. Okay, so I watched all of this Mania in full.
You poor bastard.
So it's funny because you have to watch these matches in vacuums because it's that fucking long. But this match kicked ass. Neville versus Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
This match was surprisingly good for the IC title. Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin. AJ and Shane was way better than it had any right to be. Yep. Jericho and Owens should have main evented this fucking show.
Yeah.
I stand by it. Should have been for the Universal title, not for the US title. This match was alright. Not the greatest. This match kicked ass.
Yes.
This was a goddamn publicity stunt, so who gives a shit. This was, even in a vacuum, not great. Yeah, I will still remember the fucking day that Tonka Saw was on the Pro Wrestling Roundtable and he just fucking buried Triple H and his tricycle. Oh, he fucking murked him. We had Randy Orton and... Oh, God, nope. That's the one where we had a projector on the ring canvas. Bray
Wyatt's WWE title reign only lasted a month.
I will say Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg for the Universal title was the best match they had because it was a fucking sprint, basically.
Yep.
And then... Yeah, the rest of this card tapers the fuck off. So, there you go. And then... Oh boy, Mania 34. What a fucking disaster this turned out to be by the end. And it had some good shit on it, too, from what I remember, because this was also in New Orleans. So this is, like, after the Miracle on Bourbon Street a few years prior.
And by the way, the guy that had the Miracle on Bourbon Street is back in New Orleans.
There you go. Exactly. We had Matt Hardy and Baron Corbin, which they had the Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy team up afterwards. So that was the thing. Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali for the Cruiserweight title was pretty damn good to the point where Cena was even loving it.
Yep.
Naomi was not the 20 women battle royal, I'm just not going to cover because it was marketing controversy from the word go. Seth Rollins versus The Miz versus Finn Balor is a very underrated opening match for any WrestleMania ever.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, this match fucking ruled. Rollins won the IC title in this match. Balor and Miz put on their working boots. Like, these guys fucking killed it in this match. Charlotte Flair...
One person won.
Wrong person won? Oh, yeah, Charlotte. Charlotte and Asuka, yeah.
Yeah, I would have given it to Asuka. Good match otherwise, but I would have given it to Asuka.
Match wouldn't have been good regardless, but also wrong person won. Because it should have been Rusev Day, damn it. It should have been fucking Rusev Day.
Every day is Rusev Day.
Yeah. Except well, now it's Miro Day. But yeah, this should have been Rusev's day, dude. Honest to God. That match in particular should have been his night. This match was so good.
I would probably say best match of the night.
Best celebrity appearance, I think, of the night.
Yeah.
Well, until Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee fucking went crazy.
He did.
This match was a squash. I mean, good for Harper and Rowan, but fucking hell. Come on now. And then...
that should have got more time.
That should have got way more time. And then... this match also ruled. This match should have been great, but they fucked it up to the point where even the fucking ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling was laughing at how stupid their booking was. I'm not even kidding, by the way. Hiroshi Tanahashi literally just laughed at how bad that booking was. And he was live at this Mania. Like... fucking hell, guys. It's not hard. We're not even gonna... yeah, we're just not gonna dignify this match anymore.
And you want to talk about a glorified squash.
Yeah. 15 minutes this went, and they just got booed out of the fucking building, dude. Holy shit. Alright. Mania 30... Mania 35. Mania 35. Oh, my God. This was the Mania that put the nail in the coffin on a lot of people tuning the fuck out. I'm going to just put that out there now. Casuals and hardcores all collectively went, nope, on the controller. So, this should have been great, but it was a nothing match only because they treated it like nothing. And it was supposed to be in front of Tony Nese's hometown, defeating Buddy Murphy, and it was what it was. Can you tell Vince really doesn't like cruiserweights? And then the Revival, FTR versus the major players, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder.
Cool to see Kurt Hawkins get a win at Mania.
It was great. It just should have meant more again. Fuck this goddamn horse shit. With whatever his Colin Jost and whatever the fuck the other goof troop member is. This should have been on last, but Brock wanted to get the fuck home. So fuck that. Randy Orton and Styles is fucked off a lot of people because not a lot of people could see what was happening because lighting grids. This match was actually really good. This match was fucking great, actually.
Yep.
Like, this is a really good fucking four-way tag. The Miz versus Shane, also really good. Wrong person went over, and so it killed it. It was decent, but the Raw team went over. I'm gonna be honest. And I love the icon. Best match on the show by far. This was just a squash because Rey Mysterio hurt his knee again.
What is it now? 8 times he's had surgery in that knee?
Yeah, something like that, unfortunately. I love Rey, but fucking hell.
Yeah.
This was what it was. I mean, it was just a comeback match for Roman Reigns right in time after winning against leukemia.
Yep.
And he still wasn't over, by the way, because nobody was ever going to cheer Roman, even if he, was. It wasn't going to happen. Unfortunately. And that's not
Another
against
one.
another match that just never should have been on. By the way, this is the longest match of the card. Fuck that. This sucked. Fuck you, Baron Corbin, and well, not even fuck you. It's not even Corbin's fault. Fuck you, Vince McMahon, for forcing this on Angle. I'm glad you're fucking off the goddamn chair, you absolute lunatic.
Should have been Jason Jordan.
Yep. I agree. Or if not Jason Jordan, Chad Gable.
Yeah.
This match also kind of stunk the joint out, and it's not even his fault. It's not even either of these guys' fault. Just they booked it terribly. And same with this main event, which should have been historic, and everybody wanted to get the fuck home. And they didn't even fucking do the finish right because Ronda Rousey didn't even have her shoulders to the mat. And for those who are like, I'm just going to say this now, since we're doing this, alright? Everybody says, this should have been a one-on-one matchup between Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch. Did you see Ronda Rousey's recent run on WWE television? If you did, there's a reason Charlotte was there.
I had not seen the recent run. Could you talk me through it?
It was the worst ever. For the longest time, like during Ronda's first run, it was great. Her second run, I think I said first like an idiot, but her second run is what I'm referring to. Bro, the run from last year has been awful. It's been so bad. She's been around for a year, and it is just sucked. She cannot carry a match to save her life. And I'm a Ronda Rousey fan. I have to call it like I see it. There is a reason Charlotte was in this match. There's a reason they put her in there. Now, you could make the argument that Becky could have carried Ronda, but the problem is a lot of people could have carried Ronda. There's plenty of people that should have carried Ronda Rousey. The only one that has been able to properly is Charlotte. Every time. Charlotte and Sasha, Becky can, but it has to be under the right circumstance. There is no fucking way, after 8 hours of a fucking show, Becky Lynch was going to be able to carry Ronda Rousey to a fucking great match without somebody being the ring general in a triple threat. Charlotte had to be in there just to make that match make any sense in the ring. And that's coming from the biggest Charlotte fucking, like, the biggest Charlotte. I wouldn't even say I'm a Charlotte detractor, but, like, I'm not the biggest Charlotte fan, put it that way. But even I have to admit, if Charlotte was not here, this match would have been a fucking train wreck in the main event. Like, Casey, you would have to see her versus Shotzi, Ronda versus Shotzi, to understand what the fuck I'm talking about. It's... Like, they made the right call here, trust me. It's just, the match still sucked anyway by result because, you know. But yeah, Ronda didn't take the pin right. Anyway, the less said about this match, the better. But I just want to get that out there. Mania 38! Oh, God. Is this the Pandemic Mania?
This is the Pandemic Mania.
Okay, well. You know what? I'm going to pull the fuck this card.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, fuck everything on that match. Okay. Mania 37, which was the redo of what 36 was supposed to be. And then we'll go here. So this is the first two-night Mania. Well, no, I'm sorry. Pandemic was, but we're not even going to count that. Fuck that. Okay.
Well, I mean, the Boneyard match was fun. So was the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah, but... Yeah, I hate Pandemic Wrestling, dude. I can't. So, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. I don't know how good this was, but I know that this should have been Drew's moment here. I think Drew should have won, personally. I don't know about you, bro, but I think it was fucking wrong that they didn't give this to McIntyre after he got robbed of it the previous year.
Yeah.
Cesaro versus Seth Rollins was so good.
And Cesaro finally got a fucking win.
It was crazy, dude. I couldn't believe it. We're not going to talk about anything else other than the main event, really. Everything else was just what it was. Although Bad Bunny surprised the fucking hell out of me.
He shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah, so good on Bad Bunny.
A Canadian destroyer on his first night in?
Yeah.
Like, fucking excuse me?
Yeah, right. Night 2. I'm not going to talk about the opening match because fuck that. It was awful. What a burial of Bray Wyatt that he has never recovered from since, even after returning, let's be honest. I don't even know what to say here. Hold on. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, which is fucking hilarious that Logan Paul was with Sami Zayn. I forgot that was even his debut. Officially, I forgot Logan came out with Sami. I really did. I did not remember that at all. Let's see. Rhea Ripley versus Asuka was a really good match, and obviously the main event we have talked about.
Yep.
Fucking outstanding. I think honestly might be the best triple threat match ever.
I don't know. Cena, Rollins, and Lesnar at Rumble 2016 would like to speak to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I'm saying in Mania's history.
Oh, as far as Mania goes? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the best one. Like, because Roman, Edge, and Brian won another level of fuck shit that night. Okay, so out of this card...
I started to watch this one, but I got dragged away like right after the Cody Rhodes match, and I haven't been able to go back to it since. I haven't had the time to go back to it since. I felt really bad for Rick Boogs.
Yeah.
He was having such a good showing, and then his ankle just went, ha, fuck you.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about this one. This one was actually way better than it should have been, the third match. Logan showed way more than I expected him to show. I fucking hated admitting that too. I still do to this day of how goddamn good he is. It chaps my ass. Because he's such a prick. And I know he's such a prick. But god damn it, he's so good in the ring. He's so good. Fuck. Bianca Belair. And...
Is Bianca Belair. She's
every match.
She's the goofy shit.
She's the goofy shit. She has great matches for every Mania she has. This was no different. Love this match. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins was also great.
This match fucking ruled.
This match was what it was. You gotta watch this back for the spectacle of it. This match was great. I really like this match. Really good opener for night 2. Yeah, RK Bro versus... I was not sold on RK Bro for the longest time, and then this match sold me on him. Really good shit.
I personally am more sold on the Street Profits and Alpha Academy.
Yeah, but they went with RK Bro, but the match was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Even Orton fucking looked great in this match. Like, everybody ruled in it. This was so funny. I look back on this now, and it's actually genuinely fun jokes. This was... Fuck this. This was okay. It should have been better, but it was just okay.
That's the longest match of the night?
Yeah, it was not great, believe it or not. It really wasn't that great, and that pains me to say. This was... I'm gonna be honest. Do not watch this match. You will be bullshit after. Trust me. Just avoid it at all cost. This was fun. This match sucked because it happened right after. Yeah, you're not reading that, Ron. But you could tell if Theory was involved in McMahon, you know when the glass shattered after the match.
Yeah.
So that was just an angle match, really. And out of all the matches at WrestleMania without a fucking Money in the Bank cash-in and actually succeeding, this was the best match that they've ever had together in Mania. But their best match that they ever had was at SummerSlam last year with a fucking Brock had a goddamn tractor.
Brock brought the tractor.
And fucking lifted the goddamn ring. And yeah. So
Cowboy Brock is best Brock for me because he's just loving life at this point.
So, did you hear, while we're on it, we might as well just bring this up. You know that WrestleMania going to be in Philly this year, coming up, after
Really?
this year, yeah. It's going to be in 40. It's going to be 40, by the way.
Lincoln Financial Field. Isn't that where the Eagles play?
It is where the Eagles play, yeah. So this is going to be where WrestleMania is held this year. It's practically in our backyard.
I dig that logo, I'm gonna be honest.
That logo is fucking dope, yeah.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles aesthetic with the Philadelphia Eagles aesthetic with the XL. Yeah, and the Liberty Bell.
Yeah,
really good shit.
I dig it. Honestly, probably not gonna go, but we'll more than likely at least check it out.
Yeah, that's definitely something to check out, I think. This is the Mania 39 card for this year. At least this is
right now.
We might as well run down it since we're on this. We might as well. Why not? So, matches for what the fuck? Wait a minute. Oh, wow, they haven't even decided all the nights. Okay. So matches definitively taking place on night one.
We've only got one.
Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul, which honestly is probably going to be a fucking banger.
Yeah.
That's going to be a banger. Roman versus Cody, we know is taking place in the main event of night two.
And we know who's going on.
And we know who's going over.
It has to.
Well, I hope it's Cody. I actually am scared that they might not because they're trying to have him break the 1,000 days, but I could see them doing it. As long as they make it make sense, I don't care too much, but I want it to be Cody. I really do want it to be Cody.
It's got to be Cody.
Okay. As for all the other matches, that will be determined with time, I guess. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. They're finally running that back from Mania, the Pandemic Mania, unfortunately. You know what? I'll even say, even though it was in the crowd, their match in the PC for that Mania was really good. Just wish it took place in front of a crowd. This is the makeup for that one. I believe this is their rubber match. Right here. So they're one apiece now. And they have competed, ironically enough, for the NXT Women's Championship the first time, the Raw Women's Championship the second time, and this is the SmackDown Women's Championship they're competing for. So I think Rhea Ripley's going to win the series here.
Well, I mean, she did win the Women's Royal Rumble at the number 1 spot, so.
Yeah, exactly. Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I think this is Kana's time. I think
it's got to be Kana's time. She's just got her old gimmick back. I feel a heel turn coming if it hasn't already happened. This has to be Asuka's night.
Bro, dude, this match is going to fucking kick ass.
Yeah.
Dude, it's Asuka and Bianca, bro. It's going to fucking kick ass.
Gonna kick a lot more ass than the next one on the list.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So I will say, though, that this might change. They might... It almost might be involved still, but they're looking to change this to a tag match and make it a squash for both so they're either going to do two things. It's either going to be Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, because Bray Wyatt's gone again from the WWE for I don't even know what reasons. I'm not even going to try to make sense of it. But it's going to be so they're going to try to put Bobby Lashley in this match, and it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus it's going to be Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley versus Omos and Shelton Benjamin. But the idea here is that they're going to actually have Bobby then turn on Lesnar and have him join back with the Hurt Business, and then they're going to make it like an angle match. Or they're just going to make it a squash match and have Omos and Shelton lose to Brock and Bobby. I hope they actually go with the first option, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm almost done, Dad. Give me a minute. My dad decided to call me while we're about to finish up here. So, we have Gunther versus Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. I'm gonna just call him Walter. But yeah, this match. Yeah,
I don't care if it's played. In the immortal words of Adam Blampied, I don't care if it's played out. I'm not calling him fucking Gunther. He doesn't run a coffee shop.
He also isn't a fucking Nazi. Which is why they gave him the name Gunther, because it was supposed to be Gunther fucking Stark. Vince McMahon is a fucking madman, by the way. Did we mention this many a time? This is going to be...
Theory versus John Cena. This is going to be fun, if nothing else.
This is going to be great. This is also going to be great because of look at the fucking names involved here.
Yeah, right?
It's the first time that, even though the tag titles won't be on the line, it's the first time they're actually in a match where anybody gives a fuck about them. Oh, wait. Yeah. So there you go. Edge versus Finn Balor, Hell in a Cell match.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be great. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, what? They're having a 4-way women's tag team match on this show? Excuse me? Why? The titles aren't even on the line. What, is it to determine the number one contender? Why don't you have this on, like, the pre-show? Why don't you make a pre-show for this? Okay. So, okay, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. That's a fucked up team. Okay, so who cares? Because the first team's already makeshift. This match, however, oh boy, this got me intrigued. Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Viking Raiders versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. Okay.
All I gotta say is go Street Profits.
I hope they win. I do hope that this is their win here.
Dude. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, you talk about a slept-on tag team. Those fuckers are amazing.
We know, and I know everybody says that because Charlotte won, or Rhea won the Royal Rumble, that's your main event. No. This has to main event night one. This has to main event night one with the story they've told with this. This has to. Like, am I wrong here? Like, this should main event night one.
If it's not main eventing, it's gotta open.
I agree. But I would rather it main event because that's going to have so much drama involved in that.
Agreed. There is so much build to this story. They've got to put it in the main event.
And that's the card so far. Is that every match announced already, pretty much?
Looks like it.
Yeah, okay. Well, good for them. Looks like it's going to be a pretty damn good Mania top to bottom. Holy shit. This is the best Mania I've seen in years. And I don't even think everything else is announced yet.
Hopefully Jeff Meacham doesn't have a freaking WrestleMania 32 experience.
Oh my god, right? Yeah, you ain't kidding. Yeah, that was a decent rundown of this year's Mania. I'm looking forward to it. Out of all the matches, I think I'm looking forward to the most, though, gotta be the Bloodlines matches.
Yeah.
I think, but that's good because everything else is still not. I'm looking forward to also. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with everything, including even the squash match that hopefully will turn into a tag. And I hope that means Bobby joins up with the Hurt Business again.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm interested in all this shit.
Hmm.
You know, so good on them. And yeah, I don't think we have much left to talk about. We've been going for almost 2 hours at this point, so I think we can close out now. Anything you want to plug or promote, my brother?
Most of it is probably going to be in the description anyway, so.
That is fair. Yeah, we always say that. It's going to be in the description. I will say, just because, you know what? In fact, I'll actually do this, because we actually have a fucking Titantron, and I might as well use the fucking full effects of the Titantron. I'm going to just play Owen's video, because Owen's video is cool, and I worked on it, so yeah. So if you want to see something coming up, a lot of it's going to be on the Wrestling Fortune 44 channel. Otherwise, you could follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/user/jhebertside95. That's JHEBERTSIDE95. But on the Wrestling Fortune 44 channel, which is youtube.com/Wrestling Fortune 44 Birdman, you can see all this shit coming up onto the channel. I fucking picked the wrong effect, but hey, it is what it is. Let me get this up. Here we go. And play. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hello. And here we go. This is what you can expect on Wrestling Fortune 44's channel. So let's just play that.
You're not going to make him watch a whole 6-minute video, are you?
Do you want to...
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this update video.
I was just gonna fucking have this on mute anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this is basically so this is basically what's coming up. I'll just let me see here. Oh, by the way, when you go onto his channel, click the live tab. You might as well do that for all of our channels on FTW, because otherwise you might not see it. But for retros, WrestleMania 10, be on the lookout for that. Tomorrow night, AEW Spark, which will be hosted by Noah Foster and myself, covering all things AEW. WWE Aftershock, which will be covering all things WWE, hosted by Owen Finch and Chris Dodd. WrestleMania 23 Retro with myself and Mike Nikos, the same day on Wednesday. WrestleMania 26 on Thursday at 12 o'clock p.m.
Ooh, Steve Coakley on that one.
Yes, indeed. And WrestleMania 18, Retro Wrestling Review Series with myself, Michael X, and Owen Finch. So we're going to be covering WrestleMania 18 on that. There will also be Aftershock episodes on the next following week. When we air these retros, NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver with Chris Dodd and Owen Finch. That's a pandemic retro, which I will not be on, but Chris Dodd and Owen Finch will be doing that one. And I will be on for this one, Raw after WrestleMania 31, with myself and Owen Finch, because there's a lot of possible hype with the Raw after Mania with Triple H in charge. So be on the lookout. And finally, last but certainly not least, after WrestleMania, we are going to be bringing back the Wrestling Rundown. So the Wrestling Rundown is going to be making its return on that channel. So be on the lookout on this channel, youtube.com/user/Wrestling Fortune 44 Birdman. That is right here. I'll highlight the link. There it is. Oh shit, you can't see it because the fucking Titantron's in the way. But yeah, here. Did it send right? Yay! Okay, it's in the live chat, people. So yeah, that's what we got coming up on the things for FTW Productions during WrestleMania weekend. Now, Casey, this is Wrestling with Idiocy. Do you remember how this usually works? Do you remember how we usually end with some words of unwisdom?
Unwisdom. I like that.
It is. We are not very wise.
Indeed. The two idiots at least know they have no wisdom between them. And so it is time for them to slink back into their caves and wait for the hype to either carry them to the stars or drop them straight to the depths of hell.
I got first class ticket. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Alright, bye everyone. Woo! WrestleMania, baby. Woo!
WrestleMania.